made this art. The position of the camera angle makes you see the written as it is flipped, you see, but it is unity is knowing. You see, unity is knowing. What really is unity? If I say unity is knowing, you don't have to be in a group to know that you are united with the other persons. And so you see over the years that Africans keep talking about unity, and there are so many groups that what they are talking about is unity among Africans. But why? The question is, why is Africa still not united? Why are we not seeing the unity in Africa? It's a question. Why are we not seeing the unity in Africa? There are so many things that we can talk about. Why we cannot see the unity in Africa? Because let's look at tribe. Tribe is a way of life. So is religion. And so if the African don't see themselves bigger than the tribe, many things that is in the tribe can pin you down, can block you from knowing the other persons. But when you look at the African setting, you see even there are unity among Africans, and the unity on a tribe level, you see, because the highest form of unity is marriage. I tell you, because if people can marry from tribes, an Akan person can marry the Igbo person can marry Ijao person, Akan person can marry an Ewe person can marry a Fanti. You see, that is unity. But when people are from here, but religion, when people are from here, the tribe stages, and they are in religion, then limitation comes in. Religion uses God. You see, the God in religion do not promote unity. Why do I say it does not promote unity? Everything it's talking about is God, Savior, it is saving us. This is the way, don't go beyond. But it's limiting. What makes it limiting? If I can marry, if marriage can go on, even between tribes, then these tribe members have to be in religion. That is where the unity can happen. That is where marriage can happen. You see, so many fights that you see that is happening are persons who don't see themselves bigger than the tribe. Is why they are fighting. Persons who don't see themselves higher than the religion. It's why you see people fight for their religion. And so you see, all these things are systems. You see, all these things are systems that are preventing the African, from knowing, having a knowing. Because the knowing that I'm talking about, for which is the unity, is an awareness. And so if you have this awareness and you belong to a religion will limit it. Because religion's way of life, you don't go beyond it. You don't be there and express yourself authentically in religion. It has its way, and this is what everyone has to follow. You see, follow this way. When you even do the things that it says, the good member you are and the better the God cherish you. So let's begin to see ourselves whether if it is this, how can we see the unity among Africans? And there are teachings in it to make you not marry from other tribe. If you meet this person and they are not in the same religion, it has to come from the religion. So you see that everything is all about protecting the religion and not you. That is limitation. It's about protecting the religion, because if you are in religion and you are being allowed to marry from other religion, other tribes, because all people are from tribes and they are in religion. You see, if religion allows it, that you can marry from other tribes, then there will be unity. People will begin to have an awareness. And that awareness will always be higher than what the religion is saying. And that is why there has to be teachings. You see, there has to be teachings to make sure you don't go beyond. So from another perspective, you can clearly see that religion is protecting the group, is protecting the group, is protecting members in there. You see, protecting, they say. But is it really protection? A protection, when religion say protection, it's not go beyond. That is what it means. When religion say protection and they use God, the God, you see, when they use the God attached to it, that is what they call protection. Look at leaders in Africa. When you have France president begin to say that when they were taking advantage of African leaders, African countries, they cannot do anything. You see them even running away. The teachings that they are into, most African leaders are into, most of the time, for which is religion, is not giving them that awareness to make them see from a higher perspective some of the things that are happening or that has happened in Africa, that they has to even speak against. Not only speak against, they can only speak against it when it's time for meeting, when it has already happened. And they did this to us, they did that to us, they did this to us, and they did this to us. And so this time around, we are not going to be allowed, we are not going to be doing these things for us, and they will not continue to be taking advantage of us. But in the state where they see that these persons that they are speaking against, these countries that they are speaking against, these world countries, as they are saying, these world countries are taking advantage of them. A fellow, they don't stand and be behind this country. And this country, when it happens to, they forget that this is Africa. And the person that is taking advantage of the next person, for which they are all in a group, they don't see it as it is something they all have to stand and speak against it. But rather, you see them running away. And this is awareness. The teachings that most African leaders are into is not giving them the awareness to see these things. And so the only time they have the awareness to speak against these things is when it is past and they are talking about it. Even some, they will not talk about it. It is only the things that when they say, oh, and they did this to us, they did this to our forefathers, and they keep taking advantage of us, and they keep doing these things, So what I'm talking about is just like marriage. Most Africans don't see themselves as they are married when it's from home. That is why when they marry from home, it's not of God. That is why when we go to the church, you see, they go to the church, the religion, they use God. That is where the blessings and the things comes in. So back in the days as a photographer, you go and take coverage and you see there will be a session where the bride and groom will kneel down. You see, you have to kneel down, and you will see pastors, reverends, bishops from other, whether from the bride and then the groom, from other branches will also come, and everybody will just surround the bride and groom, and what they'll be doing is praying for them whilst they are kneeling down on a pillow. Then they'll be praying. So when you're a member, people who are in that setting begins to see these things. They know that, if I marry from home, this also has to happen. See, this has to happen, because if this do not happen, then it means that it's not of the God in religion. The God is not of God, the God in religion. You see, but the one at home, no. It's good that we marry from home, but something has to happen. You want to see this, and I tell you, my people, these things are not awareness. It is acting, total acting. These things are acting. If the person that you are getting married or you've gotten married to are not, they are simply not. The prayer cannot change anything there. So what are we doing? Is it not acting? It's acting. So if you hear some bishops and pastors saying these things, that they have to, members have to, it's not all, it's all what? It's time wasting, money involved. They have to do too. You see, so in weddings, in marriages that you see, most people, Africans, present, especially in the home one, then means that the person want to do this. Let's say if it's Saturday, today is Saturday, they will do the engagement, the real marriage this Saturday, and then they have to wait next week or next 2 weeks for the wedding. That is where you see most people be present at the home one. So it's like a system. You see, when they do that too, you go to the court and then you sign there. All these things are awareness. Just like how I met person and said, "Oh, I didn't do wedding. It was just engagement." You see, engagement. So this person, another angle, he knows that he's married, but it's not really of a marriage because he has not done wedding. That is why some even have to wait for some time when they do the house one and they sign in court. If they didn't go to church, they have to wait for some time to go and do blessing again. The home one, there's never blessing there. That is what we are saying. So the system is locked everywhere. So when it's in religion setting and they tell you, don't marry from other religion, is this unity? Let's begin to ask ourselves, is this unity? If you want to use God, because religion will always use God and tell you reasons why what is not unity is unity. When something happens and there's a misunderstanding between tribes or something happens, misunderstanding, or we want to talk about peace, you see religious leaders from the Christian and then Muslim, sometimes the traditional, And then when they come together, most of the time, and when they come together, what they will be talking about is peace and unity among ourselves. But after talking about this peace, unity among ourselves, we can still marry among ourselves if we are from tribe and we are in the religion. You see, because even tribe, which is also a way of life, another perspective is also religion. We can marry among ourselves if we are not in, the religion. We can marry among ourselves unless we go and join religion. And if we are from other tribe, yes, but another church, another distinct is no, because all are religion. Another perspective, what are we doing? We are protecting the religion. Is there unity? Is there a knowing? Because knowing is an awareness. And when you have this awareness, I see, and you are in religion, you know that something is limiting. An awareness that when you begin to have, you know that religion has its way. And so the awareness that you have want to make you live life your way. But religions will tell you no, it has to be this. Is that not limiting? So it has to always from that religion. Marriage, always. Because the highest form of unity is marriage. And if religion says no, you have to be so, you can marry, and that will be unity, then it's not knowing. We know that it is this. We acting in it makes us see that it is a knowing, and truly it's a knowing, but it is not an awareness. Because when you have the awareness, you will begin to know that these things is limiting me. So unity is knowing. You get it? Unity is knowing. It's a knowing. And knowing that I don't have to be in this religion, in that religion, in order for me to know that I'm united with you. When I have that knowing, when I have that awareness, I go beyond. You see, when you have that awareness, you go beyond and what? Marry. You go beyond and marry. Religion will make you go beyond and marry if the person is not from the world. That is why there cannot be unity. And so, because even in the groups that you see people are in, African countries, leaders that you see a group that they are in, that what we are talking about is unity. We are all from religion, that we came there. And religion also has different teachings. And these teachings has an awareness. And that awareness, because you cannot go beyond, it is limiting. And so this is to say that there is an awareness lying down. You see, there's an awareness lying down in everyone. Even the mad person that you see, there's an awareness lying down. It's in them. You see how magical it is? There's an awareness lying down in the mad person. And it's what you see. Awareness, this is how awareness is, my people. Let me explain to you how awareness is. I can explain awareness to you in so many different ways. I can explain awareness to you in so many different ways. Because awareness is what, sitting down this way with someone, you are knowing what you want to know. Not what sometimes they want you to know.